What's up, America? Neil here from Geauga Firearms Academy. Thanks for watching. Very excited today. We are going to continue our self-defense series. So if you haven't seen the first one, I'll put the link down below. That one was on the basics of weapons retention. So let's go to the next series. All right, I've got a willing victim here. This is Saul. He's going to be helping us out today. I found the best thing to do is I just say, hey, we're going to do something really cool, come on over. That seems to work best. All right, so as you guys know, I like to break things down into concepts. So there's no way we're going to say, if I do this, you do this. If I do that, you do that. Because in real life, in a fluid fight, that's never going to work. So you've got to look at things from concepts. So one of the first things I want to talk about is the concept of where the head goes, the body must follow. So just as an example, if I were to just force his head this way, now turn towards me. Okay, he can't, because unless he can detach his own head, and if he does, I guess I've won that one, his body cannot turn towards me. So using the head as a way to deter the body is an excellent concept here. Anytime, and square towards me here, anytime we want to manipulate anything, especially moving the head or anything like that, there are certain things that can give us some advantage. So for example, if I were to use just my thumb and I were to press on his forehead, push against me as hard as you can. So we can fight pretty hard. He can push pretty good, okay? Now if I just make a simple change, and this time instead of using my thumb, I'll just use fingers, we'll do the same concept. So as you do, push forward, okay? So come back. How'd that feel?
Not good.
Not good. So right under here, okay, right in between your nose and your upper lip, there's a bundle of nerves there. So anytime that you can get your hand here towards the face, if you can get in there, you're going to be able to manipulate someone's head and move it away pretty easily. Is that a good experience for you?
It certainly felt manhandled a little bit.
Okay. So now we're going to talk about a worst case scenario when we're on the ground, right? We're on the ground and we're going to say that someone else is on top of us. Maybe your gun is concealed and they don't know it yet, or maybe it's not concealed, it's wide open, maybe it's an actual security confrontation, something like that. But we're going to work worst case scenario. So they know that you have a firearm and they're on top of you. So let's break this down into a few segments here. So what's going to happen here? So who's going to get on top? Okay. So from here, if I do what my natural reaction, so as you go to punch me, I panic and I push up, right? So go ahead, put all your weight on me. I'm literally holding him up. I can't push him off any further. Go ahead and see if you can reach.
Yep.
Pretty easily. So basically from here, I'm expending a ton of energy, struggling, to hold him up in the right position so that he can just clobber the living crap out of me. Concept here is I don't want to create more space for him. I want to take his space away because, again, if I hold him back and he goes to clobber me, go ahead, I'm giving him all the advantage. So what I really want to do here is take away his space. Okay? So now, even if he's all the way up and we're together, how can he hit me? I mean, you can slap me in the back of the head, but that's not going to be a huge damage, okay? So again, I'm going to bring him down here. When I do that, since my gun is on my right, okay, I want to go that way if it's possible. Obviously, there might be a wall and I can't, but let's assume that in this case I can. So what I want to do from here is I want to trap this leg, because I want to use this as a table. He's got two down here, two legs down here, two up here. So I want to be able to take this away. So I want to bring this arm in. Okay, I can come across with this arm, it doesn't make any difference. If his arm comes this way, I don't really care. All I want to do is be able to trap this arm and trap this leg. Once I have that, I'm just going to go straight up. Whoop. And here, if I need to, I could pull out a firearm, or I could go into some other offensive position, or if nothing else, pop him in the old gems there, and get away. So we're going to try to simulate more of a flow to this so you kind of see how this would actually play out realistically. So let's just say that we got into a scuffle of some sort. So I take my space up and roll. Now from here, maybe I'm going to come down with a strike or go for the gun. In this case, this is where you're going to have to make that decision. If this were the actual scenario and this was my opponent at this point, if there's not a bunch of guys with guns and knives around me, in this case, I'm probably just going to soften them up a little bit and get out of there, rather than have to go to lethal force, because in this case, I personally don't believe that my life is in serious bodily harm or danger. Another scenario, or another alternative to this, is that I may be able to what we call pull guard, meaning that it would be much more preferred for me to pull guard, meaning that my legs are around Saul's hips here, so I can kind of control him. If I can do that, I've got a lot more control. If he's obviously in full mount where he's straddling me, I have less options in that case. So this is actually an ideal position for me. And my whole point here, typically, if we're talking about just a traditional type of jiu-jitsu style, is that I just want to break him down. I want to keep him close to me. Okay, I don't want to be able to sit up where he can strike me, hit me with elbows or something. I want to keep him close down. But I got to remember, I got a gun here, right? So I have to make sure that I keep this protected so that if I'm in this scenario, if he goes to reach for my gun, I want to be able to keep what we call an underhook here. So my arm is going underneath his so that he cannot reach my gun. Now here's the thing. It's not me muscling, pull back hard, against him. So now we're in a struggle. That's only going to work if I'm stronger than the person, which I'm going to assume that I'm not. Now if I use my hips on the other hand, by doing this, and I straighten my hips out, now it doesn't matter how strong he is because I'm using my whole lower and upper body against him to create that space to retain my weapon. Think about this. This is also extremely important when we're talking about female self-defense because obviously this could be a scenario that obviously a guy might want to be in. And so we want to prevent that from happening. So this is an excellent situation where you would automatically think that you might be at a disadvantage, where yet you're really at an advantage. So even from here, like look how far away Saul is from me. So I can't really hit him, but you can imagine from here the power. So go ahead and like you're going to really hit me in the face really hard, like rear back and really just let me have it. Boom, right? He's going to cave my face in. So this might feel like a good position for him, but you got to understand the second that he goes to move, I'm going to want to take away that space, right? So if he goes, I'm going to come up and bring him down. Okay, again, remember, keeping my gun away, his arm from my gun. Super important. I want to break him down from this position. I'm actually bringing him closer to me and taking away the space rather than letting him stay back there where I'm trying to, oh, please don't hit me, and he, boom, goes to clobber me. Because even if I push all the way out, this is as far as I can go. Come back and see if you can hit me in the face. Easily, easily. So I want to take that space away, okay? From here, there's a lot of different options, but the one thing that we're going to try to do is use our knees, our big powerful leg muscles, right? I want to be able to use those to create space from here. So if in fact he was going to try to strike me, I want to be able to get my knees in here, okay? Where I'm trapping, you feel that trapped against your tricep? Mm-hmm. Can they see that? I'll go ahead and pull it back. Okay, so I have my knee trapped this way and his tricep. So my hand and my knee are preventing him from moving, which then I'm going to take my next knee, which obviously now I get enough space, you know what's going to happen here. I hope you got some good concepts from that, kind of understanding how the body mechanics, obviously a couple concepts of where the head goes, the body must follow, understanding the concept of using your trunk, your legs, your strong muscles against your opponent's weaker muscles, and of course isolating any type of appendage, any arm from getting towards that gun. So those are kind of the key concepts there in that video. That wraps up our second series in our self-defense series. Hope you guys enjoy that. I want to send a special thanks to Saul here for all his hard work and getting wet and muddy and getting beat up on the ground. So hopefully I'll trick him into doing this again sometime. But if you liked the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. I always appreciate that. Find us on Facebook at Geauga Firearms Academy. And remember, you know the tagline? You know it? All right, Saul, send us home, baby.
And remember, it's better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6.